What's up, guys? It is Jason with the Springfield D&D community Facebook page, and this is going to be a fun new series that I'm wanting to call Behind the Screen, where we talk to people in the community, people who have run games, people who've been players, their experience, why they love the game, just to get to know them on a more personal level. One, to help make you feel more comfortable about coming to our events and things, and two, it's always great to support the community. There's people like Kaleb here who have really great projects that we're working on that have to do with exactly what this group is about. So we're going to jump into it and get to know Kaleb here, and he's going to tell us all about his journey through D&D and what he's working on. So hey, Kaleb.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jason.
Sweet, man. Well, I'm ready to get jumping into it. So just kind of tell us like who you are outside of, Dungeons and Dragons just a little bit.
Sure, happy to. So my name's Kaleb Norman. I am born and raised in Nixa in Springfield area. I have a few different hats on. I'm a professional DM and I'm the youth programs coordinator with Village Meeple Gaming Store. I'm the theater director of the Academy of Fine and Performing Arts, which is a little magnet school between Springfield Public Schools and Springfield Little Theater. And then I own my own crochet business, Crochet for Days, that I started last year. And so I do little different hats. I also am a staff director for Tremendicon. I'm the multimedia track director, and I am on the board of DOTS, Devising Original Theater Springfield.
And that's it. That's all you do.
So far.
That's it. That's all you got. Well, you're going to help with the group out a little bit, I'm sure, but it'll be way less compared to all those other groups. But that's a lot. That's really cool. So we've spoken before, and I got the vibe that you kind of have like you really embody like the heart of the teacher. And
sure.
I find whenever I talk with people in the group who like to run games, a lot of them kind of share that. They kind of have like that heart of the teacher in wanting to give like a really awesome experience. So just kind of jumping into that, like, you're involved with all these great things. How does D&D like kind of tie in with those things?
Well, my degree is acting.
Yeah.
So I'm an actor and I'm a director as well. And what happened with me was I was in a point where I was directing so much with my job for Springfield Theater that I didn't have time to act myself. And I had heard of, D&D and for years and been too scared or nervous or just not having the time. And then I was like, I need an acting outlet because I can't do that on stage right now. So that's where Dungeons and Dragons first came into my life. Tabletop gaming in general. And but now, since I first began that journey, I have incorporated D&D in my like acting troupes and my improv classes. I've like I sell things that I make crochet wise for D&D and tabletop games. So it just kind of like put it all around my life in different areas.
It's kind of funny because there's something in role-playing games in general, but in Dungeons and Dragons we call it the forever DM, and it almost sounded like in your previous line of work you were filling that role as the director,
right?
And you were like, hey, I want a chance to get in there, mix it up a little bit, and be on that side of the screen, I guess, if you want to say it. But no, that's super, super cool. Yeah, I find too, like, my experience with D&D, it was not anything quite like that, but it was kind of abrupt. I just kind of fell into it. Well, I kind of got forced into it just a little bit, but just the same, it's like infected like so many other aspects of my life in a really cool way. Like this group being an example of one, and getting to meet people like you and the dozens of other people that I've gotten the chance to meet in the group that I would have not met otherwise.
Yeah,
it's pretty likely.
Cool.
And I think that's super, super cool. And I think D&D has a really cool way of one, getting people kind of out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And kind of it's a good gateway to make some friends, but at the same time it's ultimate challenge, right? Getting players together.
Right. It builds community. So it's a community builder, just like doing community theater. where I wouldn't have friends that I wouldn't have unless I had gone out for a show or something. I wouldn't have friends that I'd have if I didn't join a gaming group. Like it's a lot of that overlap, like within theater and gaming, that I find and I encounter every day in my workplace in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it because you came to, I want to say it was the ship locked one shot.
Hmm.
And that was such a fun game to
Yeah.
run because one, having you at the table was such a great time. But something else too is that, because you have that experience, you were more eager to kind of jump in, feet
Hmm.
first. And the really cool thing is that the other people that I've played with before at that table who kind of are a little bit more reserved, they're a little bit more held back, like you jumping in, it kind of gave them like this rope to be more like courageous, and they jumped
Yeah.
in. And it was
Yeah.
funny because I was sitting there
They did.
and there was so much more role play than I anticipated at the beginning that I was
Mhm.
like, oh no, if I'm going to keep the time on this, I've got to move some things around, which is a great thing because
Good
sometimes,
problem.
right. I mean, for me as a DM, sometimes it can be difficult to get people to kind of,
Mhm.
let loose and, kind of get lost in the game. And there's ways to help that. But I find the best way is having somebody like you at the table who just jumps in and shows them, hey, like this isn't scary at all. It's actually a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And for you, you've run tons of games.
Yeah.
Have you kind of ran into that yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness. So I also run like kids games.
Right.
I have D&D clubs for middle schoolers and high schoolers. And so in middle school, were the most awkward parts of our lives.
Yeah.
Um, these kids aren't gonna do things. They don't want to be brave. Like, so I definitely have had to pull out some tricks and some tries and to get some engagement there. But as soon as it happens, it's like a light bulb comes on and they're like, oh my gosh, we get to play. That's cool. And so,
Yeah. Yeah, if so, I got a question for you. So, running the game, it is such a rewarding, but it's such a difficult thing to do at times.
yeah.
And there are so many people in the group, one, who would love to play in one of your games, but two, they're kind of looking for the courage to run a game of their own,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, you having this experience, for all these people who are kind of hesitant to start, or they're scared that they might make a fool of themselves or they're not ready, what would you say to those people to kind of encourage them to take the leap?
Okay, okay. I remember running my first game. It was in 2020 where I became the DM. And I remember leading up to that, how scary it was. And I remember sitting like in my little living room with my brother and my besties, my friends who I was going to run the game for, and being nervous to start, and nervous to start like using character voices and all that kind of stuff and diving in.
Yeah,
Um, Here's what helped me with that. I prepared. And
right.
like you can control what you can control. And what I can control was I knew my NPCs, I knew my setting, I knew my goals. And just like having that ready and like that mantle on, like being prepared, like cuts down that nerves, cuts down that fear. Um, I mean, tenfold, it really does. And that's what I
Yeah,
give to anyone who wants to audition for something. I'm like, you cannot control, how well other people do. You can't control what the director's thinking that night, but you can control how prepared you are.
yeah,
And that will
totally.
help you with any kind of nerves. And nerves also are energy. It's energy. You can use it. You can tap into it. It's okay to be scared and nervous, but if you just be like, okay, I'm going to feel nervous, but I'm going to continue, then that'll help energize you as well.
It does. It's so funny because um, I'm sure you get this a lot running because um, you have such a good you have such a good presence, at the table.
Mm,
And it feels very natural, but it also feels like extremely practiced. Like it feels very honed. I bet people think you've
yeah.
been playing for decades, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
started at the same time in 2020, and sometimes running games just because I do it so often now, people are like, "Oh man, have you been running since you were like a kid?" I'm like, "No, since like 2020, somewhere in
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And they'll ask like, oh my gosh, what did you do to get into it? And, I played in my first couple of games and I thought, this game is fun, but I was seeing the person behind the screen and I was like,
Yeah.
that looks like a lot of fun. Because when you're playing your character, all well and good, but when you're behind the screen, you get to be everything. I get to
Sure.
play a squirrel. I get to play a
Yep.
rock. I get to play a dragon,
Yep.
whatever. One of my favorite NPCs is like an old man, just because I like doing the old man voice. So
Right.
I always have like an old man librarian or something who's kicking around. But they'll say, how long you been doing this for? I'm like, I don't know, a few years now, I guess. And the thing is, I'm really no more confident now than what I was my fourth or fifth game in. Those first couple of games, I just jumped in
Yeah.
and I just started going and I could feel the nerves. Like I had like that nervous sweat going.
Sure.
I was
Absolutely.
shaking a little bit, but the thing that I noticed was that as long as I just kept going, I didn't stop or kind of let it, seize me in the
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
that the nerves disappeared. And it's almost like when you're reading a book, you're reading a book you really love and it starts to feel like you're just imagining it, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing whenever you run a game. My buddy Dalton called it the flow state.
Oh, cool.
So you start getting into the zone and then it just feels so natural
Yeah.
and it doesn't even feel like you're playing a game anymore. It just feels
Right.
like, you know, I
It's the
am,
immersion.
yeah, I am this person and
Yeah.
I'm talking to this guy right here who's playing some dragonborn sorcerer or
Yeah.
whatever. And that's such a cool part of the game is it just like whisks you away just like a good book or a good show does. But I find a lot of the time, who sets that tone is the person running the game. And then it's up to the
Absolutely.
players to, meet them halfway
Hmm.
and turn the story that they've created together into something that's really big and
Right.
powerful. So
Right.
I know for you've got a big project coming up, and
I
I want to
do.
spend a good amount of time talking about it because it is such a cool thing. As soon as you said it and posted it, I really struggled because it made me nervous immediately because I was like, man, I want to do this, but I'm so nervous to. But tell us about this thing that you've got going on because it's so cool and it's local.
Yep. Um, I am bringing a tabletop live gaming show to Springfield. We're creating it here. Here's how it started. Back in August, I had applied to be a board member for DOTS, Devising Original Theater, Springfield. It's in its third year. The theater company puts on a fringe festival every year and they do workshops throughout. And after 3 years, they're like, we need a board of directors. And so I applied. I had friends involved with it, and I got onto the board, my first ever board. Oh my gosh! And our first meeting, I said I want to have like a D&D live show in town. We don't have that. We need it. Springfield is ready for it. And so I wrote up the proposal then later that night and planned it all out and submitted it. Then September comes, we're like, yes, we're doing this. We pick audition dates for it. We start looking for a home for it for the first season. I created the dates of the shows. Then we have the auditions in December. Great amount of people came out. And we're calling it Dice and Dragons and Dots. So it's D&D and D.
D&D
It's
and
what it is.
D,
And yes, we're doing a show, D&D live show, Dice and Dragons and Dots, D&D and D.
which is crazy. Like a live show here
Yeah,
in Springfield, of all places. This is something that you would only think to see in a place like, I don't know, LA or,
in Chicago.
right.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. But we get it here because of you.
I don't know. I wanted to do it.
I think it's
uh,
ready too, because
yeah,
I think there's so many people in this area that love the game.
yes.
The group is really evidence of that because whenever I started the group, there's tons of stores and around that do tons of events all the time, And I was like,
Yes,
okay, but
we're
there's
lucky there.
right. But a lot of stores in town, they focus on some other aspects, whether it be, trading
Yeah.
cards or
Yep.
Warhammer, tabletop stuff like that. Because RPGs don't, I guess they might not make the same, money as Pokemon or something like that.
Well, yeah.
So it's a good opportunity to just, one, get out there and meet people and bring them in.
Yeah.
But in doing so, I never realized that so many people wanted to play.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
never did.
you fill up events now, and that's been awesome, Jason. Like what you've been doing this past year for the Facebook group is so cool, and that's why, of course, I got hopped on one of your games, and I've been commenting or liking whenever I can, and thinking about how to be involved as well. But yeah, I mean, the the desire, like the interest, is out there. I
Right.
knew it would be, and like I had over 30 people show up to audition, and that was spectacular. Um, and so now we're approaching our first show.
Yeah. It's right around the
This
corner
this
this
Sunday,
Sunday.
January 18th at 2 o'clock at Mother's Brewing Company. So the shows are going to be the third Sunday of the month, January through June, 2 o'clock, third Sunday of the month. And then season one finale happens during the Dots Fringe Festival. And that'll be Friday, July 10th at 6 p.m. at Mother's again. But so this is going to be continuing. It's this first season of one campaign. So it's the
Right.
same story, same players every episode. So I have 5 players. I'm the GM,
Right.
and I have a host. And then I have more people involved, but I'm not going to give away my secrets
Right.
until the first show happens on Sunday. um, we have the tickets are on sale now. We've been
Right.
selling them. It's dotheater.org. So do theater.
And we'll
Like,
put a link
yeah,
in the description for this so you can go buy them straight
absolutely
away.
find
Because,
it.
right. So, what I'm going to do, hopefully, is wrangle some people together in the group so we can all go as
Yes.
a party. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
If you get your tickets early, it's only $15. But at the door, it goes up to 20. You know
Right.
how they do.
Yep.
And so Mother's opens at 2. So this is how it's going to work out. You get there at 2. We get about 15 minutes to get seated, get acclimated, order a drink or appetizer or something if you want, and then we'll at 2:15 we'll go right into starting the show. We're in the big barrel room. We have 100 seats is all we have right now. And like I said, we have at least half sold so far. But yeah, so I don't want you to think that you're going to get a ticket, come sit at Mother's, and watch people sitting at a table and talking.
Right.
There will be some of that. But like I said, I'm a director, I'm an actor, I'm immersed in theater, and therefore it has to be more theatrical.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a really good time. And there's going to be some audience involvement, some audience games, because every month has a prize sponsor.
Awesome.
We're going to have prizes that we give out to audience members of the winner of these games and such every month. Our first prize sponsor for this Sunday is Village Meeple Gaming
Nice.
Store. Yes, they are providing prizes for our audience members who win some of these games. And so you'll get more than just the show. Some people will for sure.
Well, let's just be real for a second. I mean, the event is going to last how long?
So, I mean, it's going to wrap up at 5.
Okay, so 3
Yeah.
hours, 3 hours of entertainment for $15 or $20. I mean,
Peak.
I don't know if you can beat that. I don't know if you can beat that.
So it looks like this. You come in, you have that 15 minutes, then we get started. We'll do a little intro, then we'll game for like act 1. Then we're going to do an intermission. Let's get up, walk around, get another drink, get more appetizers, come talk with us. And then we'll do act 2, this next part of the game. And then we'll wrap up and we'll end with some audience feedback and questions and more prizes.
Man, the more you talk about it, the more the more awesome it sounds. but
Yay!
the more I'm impressed by just you in general and pulling this thing off. I cannot wait to see it. I'll be
I
there this
can't wait.
Sunday. I'm going to try as best as I can to get some people in this group to go. I know that there's going to be people that want to go. So I'm super excited to see it and see you in action, you know?
And I can't, like, I'm excited with the idea that there's people that are going to get to see episode 1 and then see the season finale in July.
Yeah.
Because the goal right now is that every month gets a little, like, a little better, a little
Right.
bigger, more stuff added
Raises
at
the
it.
stakes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So come see us on Sunday for our first, inaugural pilot episode that leads to the next part of the story in February, the next in March. Yes. And
Love
keeps
it.
going.
And we'll put all the details for that in the description of this, and then we'll make a post about it in the group as well and try to fill out the rest of those seats, because I mean it's such a rare opportunity
Yep.
to get to see something like this live here local. I think it's like a responsibility. We've got to support this and keep this going, because one,
Please.
I want to be in season 2
Yes.
badly. So
Yes.
I know, like, once I get there and I see it and I'm gonna be like, okay, if I go through this thing, I'm gonna come out the other side all right. And I
Yes.
know there's other people in the group that are in the same headspace as
Right.
me. You're gonna have 50 people to audition at your next one.
Well, can I talk about my hopes for season 2?
Please do.
My hopes for season 2 is to actually have 2 whole teams. So
Oh,
2 groups of players, 2 groups of hosts and GMs, 2 groups of other secrets. And then I want to have D&D youth. I want to have
oh,
just like 12 to 17-year-olds like running their games and doing a show. Like I think we're going to expand. I think we're going to do
yeah,
well. And I think that we're going to grow.
yeah,
I
I do
really
too.
do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all going to start with you, and you have such a passion for it. I don't think there's any other option except for to grow. I think it's
We're
going to be
going to
awesome. It's going to
grow.
happen. You're going to make it happen. I
Yeah.
believe that to my core. Well, cool. Is there any other project that you're working on right now?
Oh, goodness.
You have too many projects, probably.
I'm directing The Lightning Thief right now with my 5th graders, the Percy Jackson musical.
Yeah.
I'm getting things started with some game events at Village Meeple, and then I'm working on my content right now for Tremendicon. So all the projects, I'm crocheting my little face off anytime I'm sitting down. And I just also did, if you want to hear more about Dice and Dragons and Dots in general, I did an interview. We recorded an interview with KSMU
Oh,
with Jimmy Ray. So this Friday from 10 to 11, they'll play that interview if you want to
gotcha.
learn more about what's going on.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely take a peek because I'm definitely interested. One, I just want to participate because I think it sounds fun.
I
But
want you.
I'll be a paying member either way. So, well,
Yeah.
cool. Well, I mean, I think we've covered everything. We've covered a little
Yeah.
bit about you. I'd love to chat if you have a little bit more time, just to talk a little bit more about some D&D topics, just
Oh,
going through
let's do
almost
it.
rapid fire. Okay, cool. So, quick question for you. What is your all-time favorite NPC that you've ever made?
So my favorite NPC that I made is his name is Chuck. And Chuck is in my homebrew campaign, and he is a big part of it. He is a pudgy, darling little half elf with blue curly hair that always flops in his face, and he has a big secret. And he comes in contact with the team and gets to stay with them for quite a while. And one of his secrets is, yeah, he's a little sorcerer guy, but he can't really control his magic so well. And when he gets, and because he's young, because he's dumb, his emotions set him off. So
Sure.
if you're mean to someone he loves, then it's like it's scary Chuck comes around. And my poor first party, like there was just a crazy moment where they all almost got wiped out by Chuck. And but then they love
Dang
him
it,
and they want,
Chuck.
yes, but they love him so much. And anytime I get a group and they meet Chuck, they love Chuck. They're like, Chuck, we stand Chuck. Chuck is our prince. No one talked to our son.
Right.
Like
They adopt
so
Chuck.
I love that guy. I love him. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love hearing about people's favorite NPCs. It's always something super unique, super fun. I think it says a lot
Okay.
about the that person's play style too. So I'm curious, do you have like your all-time like memorable D&D moment? It could
Um,
be as a player or as a
yeah.
DM.
Okay. The first time I ever gamed, let's talk about that.
Okay,
I'm an actor.
sure.
I hadn't gamed before, and I was meeting people for the first time, players. I just knew one person. I was like, "Hey, I know you game. I would love to be involved." And he started a game up, and he's like, "Yeah, can be a player and meet some other friends who I'm playing with." So we all went together. We started the game, and I started just acting my face off because I thought that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I was getting on my feet. Like there was a moment where um, I was like, my character was claustrophobic and we were in this tunnel thing. I like ran to the kitchen and started acting like I was hyperventilating because I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
They're like,
Yep. And people were like, they loved it, but then they were like, what were you doing? And I was like, I thought that's how you play. So that's pretty memorable.
yeah, that is pretty memorable. I'd probably be like, where's Caleb? Where's Caleb going?
Yes. Yes. Because
Hopefully
I,
everything
I
is
got
okay.
lost. I got lost in the tunnels and I had to go hypervent and I was having a freak out. So I'm like, oh, I'm lost. So I run to a different room and start hyperventilating and moaning.
They're like, what the heck?
Yeah,
Brian, who is this guy? Just kidding. That's so
it sure
funny.
was.
Okay. And then so I'll start this next question with just a little bit for me. Like, so the question will be, what has D&D done for you as a person? Has it helped you grow as a person? So for me, it's like, you know, I'm one of those people to where I'm pretty closed off and shy, like right when I first meet you. Um, and the more I meet you, the more I open up. And whenever I feel comfortable around somebody, like it, it's like two different people, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
guy you meet when you first meet me is like reserved and quiet, and then the guy you meet me after, you know, we become friends is like
Yeah.
this wild. I get called like a golden retriever a lot, like like I just am like like that,
Yeah.
and D&D, because it's pushed me outside of my comfort zone so many times. It's actually reduced that amount of time for me
Good.
to open up a little bit, which has actually been really good because I'm one of those people that I tend to just fall off the face of the earth and just disappear
Yeah.
for months at a time. And it's like, it's made it so much easier for me to talk with strangers, to
Good. Yeah.
make friends, like literally on the spot. And it's so nice. It really is because I'm not as anxious anymore whenever I'm meeting people. I still get anxious in big crowds, but it's given me like these weird, like interpersonal skills outside.
Yay.
And the storytelling aspect of it, I feel like sometimes in my everyday life, I start talking and then I start to get into like my DM mode. I start to like lower my voice and like draw people in,
Yeah.
and I think it's hilarious. And everything that I do now, I'll be watching a movie and I'm like, that kind of sounds like a D&D game. And
Right?
it's weird how it's just infected like every aspect of my life, but it's awesome because it's this huge creative outlet.
Yep.
It's this thing that you can do with friends in a collaborative way. It's strategic, and it's this beautiful mesh of you as a person and you in this game and this shared story all
Yeah.
like colliding at the same time. You can't get that with anything outside TTRPGs, and D&D being kind of the flagship of it, something everybody's familiar with, that fantasy, heroic fantasy kind of feel. It
Yeah.
just is, I don't know. It's just
It's
made me so
magical.
happy. Yeah,
It's
so
magical.
happy. So that's what it's done for me. I'm
Yeah.
curious for you, what has D&D done for you and how has it helped you grow?
It's definitely helped me with um as being a teacher, like coming up with lessons and being in the moment and using it as a tool for processing. It's definitely a processing tool, playing D&D for sure. Getting situations or writing about situations that mirror life, and then being able to step into a character's shoes and see how you as that character handles that. That's a processing tool right there.
That is.
Yeah. So mental health, wonderful, wonderful, aspects of tabletop gaming, D&D, just being able to help us in that world. It's helped me, maintain relationships, grow others, and and then yeah, finding new hobbies and new art styles and just a new community. It's been great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been awesome. I'm so thankful that you took the time to, chat with us because, I got to talk with you, personally, and I'm like, man, like more people need to hear from Kaleb. And and I feel strongly about many people in the group that way too, because,
Yes.
there's this game, it's so weird that it forms these friendships and these communities, but this community is great. It's a great place to meet friends. It's a great place to find a
Yep.
game. It's a great place to bounce ideas off each other. I can't
Yep.
tell you, I've probably talked with 5 people this week about their one shots that they're wanting to run or
Yay.
whatever it might be. And it makes me so happy. And I want that for more people in the group.
Yeah.
And by continuing to do this and talk about it and highlight people like you in the group who are so amazing, I think it's just going to continue to move in that direction, of being open, being a place where you can come, feel safe, have a great time,
Right.
and meet other people who love the game the way you do. They have a
Yeah.
love for the game, and they're just looking for people to spend that time with.
Let's
And
collaborate.
yeah, let's do it. So sweet, man. Is there anything else? Is there one last word you want to give for our aspiring DMs or our nervous players out there who are waiting to jump in?
Find your motivator. Seriously, if you are wanting to run a game, like find what in yourself motivates you to do something and then use that to propel you. The first game I ever started and I ran back in 2020 all happened out of rage.
All right. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, this is what happened. My brother wanted to play D&D and I had just been a player for a couple campaigns up until then. And I was like, okay, for your birthday, I'll run a one shot with our family. I'll do characters for all, like for our sister, dad, the niece and nephews. We'll have a great time. My sister decided, due to her ignorance, was like, oh, that's devil, that's wrong. We can't do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
She just has no idea. She didn't
Sure.
know. And I got so mad that she, first of all, made his birthday about her. Second of all, was just so ill informed. And so I was like, fine, fine, fine. We won't do that for his birthday. Instead, I'm going to create a whole campaign and I'm going to bring my friends and my brother into it. And we're going to play all the time. And that lasted for 3.5 years,
Wow.
all out of spite and rage of someone stopping me from doing that for him. So yeah,
That is so funny.
that was my motivator. So find what motivates you.
Find what motivates you and get after it.
and claim that. Yes.
I love it. Man, that's awesome. Well, I mean, we're coming up in our last couple of minutes here, but I'll just take a second. If you're somebody in the group who's thinking about, potentially running a game, we've got, some great events for you to get involved with. We're having a DM workshop.
Resources.
Yeah, you can always reach out. I mean, there's so many people in the group that would love to help. You can
Yep.
post up on the feed if you have a question. Um, you can message people directly. We'll have workshops where you can come out to just to help get you more comfortable and so you can meet other people in the group. The whole goal of this group is to have a place for you guys to come together, collaborate, create friendships, and then start your own games. There's been some groups that have formed out of here that are super successful, and it's so fun to watch. So that's the big goal for this group is that you can do that.
Yeah.
Um, and people like Kaleb here are part of this group. And I mean, he's a great resource, and I just am so thankful you took the time to talk to us. I'm really excited about your live show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. We'll put all the details for that in the description. I'll put up a post in the Facebook group as well. Please buy your tickets to support this because it's so cool that it is
Please.
even happening at all, and let alone is done by somebody in the group that we know. It's so awesome. So that's it for me here.
And that's where we're going to call it for today, folks.
See you
Show
next
up
time.
again, and let's see what happens next.
There you go. That's it. That's all it needs to be.
There you go.
That's all it needs to be. Kaleb, thanks for the time, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, Jason.